Alright everyone, we have another great apartment to see today. It's only a 6-minute walk to Hakata station, and it is a pet-friendly unit. This is a 3 LDK, and what that means is 3-room living, dining, kitchen. This is standard labeling here in Japan, so if you're planning to live in Japan, it's important to know what those mean. You have secure drop-off boxes if you order anything. Also, more and more commonly, we are seeing no security deposit or key money fee for a lot of these apartments. And if you're not familiar with key money is essentially a non-refundable fee that you have to pay. If there is a fee, commonly it's 1 month, but I have also seen up to 3 months, but that tends to be for very, very expensive units. But general rule of thumb, when you're moving into an apartment here in Japan, you can expect to pay 3 to 5 times the amount of rent to move in on average. So some of those fees look like guarantor fee, the key money fee I just spoke about, agent fee, also first month's rent, and maybe if you move in like middle of a month, you'll pay that and the next month upcoming. Alright, here we are, let's take a look. Now, like I said, this is a 3-room. However, the way they divide 2 of the rooms, I'm not a huge fan of, and you'll definitely see what I mean here shortly. We're right next to the Mikasa River, and the apartment is a 6-minute walk away from Hakata station. So really, this size and location is not so common. And of course, because you are next to the station has literally everything you need. Here is our first room. This apartment is 52 square meter, which is 559 square feet. We have some sliding doors. Now it's also important, remember that Japanese apartments tend not to come with appliances, so you have to buy your own. But if you're already living in Japan, more than likely you already have these appliances. Fish grill, 3-stove burner. And we have an exhaust fan. Maybe one of the most common questions I get is, where's the oven? Japanese homes tend not to have ovens. The actual homes I've toured, separate houses, I've seen a couple ovens. Of course, they have larger kitchens too. But for an apartment situation, there's these, fairly decent size ovens you can buy that are portable. Definitely not the size you'd see in, say, America, but it gets the job done. One day I'll do a separate video just on appliances here. This corner is likely where your refrigerator will go. Alright, let's take a look at the 2 rooms where it's... I'm not a huge fan of the divider itself, and also this counting as 2 rooms. I personally would just preferred if it was like one single, medium room. We have a second balcony over here. Over in this direction is the train station, and you can see the train tracks over there. When it comes to drying your clothes, Japan tends not to use dryers, but hang your clothes outside. But if the weather's bad, you can see that pole up there, and you can dry your clothes in here. Here's the control for water temperature and also the hanger. Another common question I get is, why is there no sink in the bathroom? Well, if you look at the toilet right there, that's a sink. Next, let me walk you over to Hakata Station, and you can see how far it actually is. But overall, I think this apartment, it's a good size. The rooms are a little strange, but you're right next to Hakata Station, so the location is fantastic. I think it's a Rolls Royce. If an area is overly crowded, I won't do a walking tour because I try my best not to get people's faces in the video. So I try my best to, minimize other people's exposure. basically here at the station. That's one of the entrances, but I'll take you over to the main entrance. There's a little craft beer place right here. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tour, and I'll see you next time.